Hello, everyone. Before we get started today, I wanted to let you know, especially if you are one of my loyal listeners that is looking for a little bit more, I've created a paid subscription option for the podcast for 99 pence per month. On top of this being ad-free and just purely being the essence of the episodes, I will be doing bonus episodes, some personal update episodes, and we'll also include any information, invites into any virtual workshops or online things that I do in the future. So if you fancy it, check out the show notes below with the link and enjoy the show. Hello everyone. Quick one from me before we get started today. One of the reasons you might be listening to this podcast is because you feel slightly lost or a bit stuck in life right now. Over the last 18 months, I've been building a self-led ebook course for you based upon overcoming this feeling. It might be that you're frustrated that you're on this hedonic treadmill of life, despite the fact that you've been working on yourself for a while. And with the experience should come solutions. Or simply put, you're just not where you thought you'd be at this point of your life. And this makes you unhappy. Well, this is where it all changes for you. You take control of what you can whilst enjoying the inevitable ups and downs of life, with the peace of mind that you're doing everything you can to work towards what matters to you. I can remember feeling lost and stuck in jobs and with life in general. All the self-development content out there telling you how to become successful when all you really need to do is find out what success means to you. So, start with this course I've created for you, 30 days of you taking the time to focus on yourself. Not rushing, not living up to anyone else's expectations, just you getting closer to who you want to become and the life you want to live. Check it out in the show notes and enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. I hope everybody is well. As I'm recording this, it's the blue skies of late February, which only mean that we've got more sun on the horizon, which is good. It's a wee bit uplifting. I read a really nice, not quote, but phrase yesterday, and I might share it in the show notes. I can't remember what the phrase is off the top of my head, but essentially it is this in-between moment of meditating and daydreaming. So it's not as formal as meditation, but it's daydreaming with a nice kind of focus on it. So picture a waterfall or raindrops. And when the morning sun is beating down, maybe when you're outside at this time of year, there are moments that you can capture of this where you can daydream a bit and it almost feels like a bit of flow. Anyway, before we lose focus of what today's going to be about, today's episode is called Your Life in Review, a Death Sentence. Now, not to start off by being too morbid, as you will see as we get further into it, your life in review. This is all about you taking that step back into what you want your life to look like. I talk a lot about lifestyle design. I've done a number of different episodes on it. But today is more about taking a step back as to, will I be happy if I look back on my life? Now, in the age of social media, we are constantly reminded of everything that we aren't doing and we aren't being. We never stop to properly think, analyse, and reflect. I personally feel bombarded by content telling me I have to quit my job in order to live my dreams. But in the grand scheme of things, I am living my dream. What I want to do each and every day, every facet that entails. Life is not an endless stream of pleasure. Beware of people who tell you that it is, or try to sell you something that says that it is. Nobody has it easy 24/7. So take what you have, realistically see what you could create from where you are, and continually tweak it as you grow. Now, why am I talking about this today? It's partly reassurance and peace of mind for you that your life is probably pretty good. All that kind of gratitude stuff, if we simplify it. And the other reason I'm talking about it is partly for inspiration. Inspiration for you to act upon the things that you really want in your life. Yes, there is always risk. That will never disappear. But there is a risk in never acting upon it either. That risk of life passing you by. So, let's look at this question, designed to provoke your thought in these two parts of reassurance, peace of mind, and inspiration. If you were given a death sentence of 6 months, A, what would you do? And B, would you be happy with what you've done, you've had, or you've achieved in your life so far? Think on that for a second. If you were given a death sentence of 6 months, A, what would you do? And B, would you be happy with what you've done, had, or achieved in your life? Now, this is a big question. One that we don't give enough time thinking about, for reasons I'll elaborate on. My biggest fear in life is living with regret. I wish I had done that. I wish I'd been brave enough to do this. So, from my own experience and my own personality, because this has been a driver for me, I feel quite happy with the answer to the second part, the B part that I said. But what about you? Have there been times you wish you'd done something else in your life, taken a different path or direction? And please, as a disclaimer here, I don't mean from an extreme point of view. That's why I used the example at the start about quitting your job and living your dreams. This isn't about extremism. This is about, as I mentioned before, tweaking things as you grow and where you can realistically see yourself. Something that's just within reach. This isn't desperation. This isn't completing a bucket list because you're going to die. This is your peace of mind. Nobody else's. Now, I appreciate that this might be quite hard-hitting, but you do have a death sentence. We all do. But we, and through no fault of our own, get sucked into this time trap that is work life and keeping up with the Joneses. If you have a full-time job listening to this, Think of those weeks that just fly by and you couldn't explain or tell anyone what you did that week because you've been so busy with work. So, I will leave you with this. What will you do? Please share with me. Let me know. It's what I live for. You might, from listening to previous episodes, or if you're part of the email list, know that hearing people or people who write to me about their life, their story, how the self-improvement project relates to them, it wasn't what I thought it would, but it is my favourite part of this project. So if it inspires you, please share with me what part resonates the most, and I will see you all next time. Cheers. Hey guys, me again. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and if you're not ready for the Becoming Unstuck in 30 Days self-led course quite yet, why don't you try my free ebook I created? 5 simple steps to improve yourself and your life. I made this during the very first lockdown of the pandemic, in the early days of the self-improvement project. It's a quick go-to when you're feeling unsure what to work on when improving yourself or your lifestyle. And the great starting point if you're trying to figure out how to live a more fulfilling and simple life. The link for this will be in the show notes for you. Have a good one.